This girl was so scared that she hid in the hallway in a cold sweat every time she came home. She didn't dare to enter the house because every day after work she saw a woman with long hair knocking on her neighbor's door. It didn't look like a normal person. At first she tried to call the police, but the knocking stopped every time she finished entering the number. When the girl got up the courage to look at her, the woman disappeared again. In order not to bump into her at the end of the day, she worked late into the night before she dared to go home so that she could miss the time when the woman knocked on her door. But even so, the day she walked into the lift to go home, the woman who knocked on the door also walked in. The girl was so scared that she couldn't even breathe. Although she stepped off the lift, the woman kept knocking on her neighbor's door. But in order to get home, the girl had to walk over to the door. Then she opened the door of her house as quickly as possible and went inside. She poured a glass of water to calm down. Unbeknownst to her, the woman was already onto her. It didn't take her long to see a figure crawling in the window. Curious, she walked slowly towards the window to check it out. Unfortunately, she didn't see anything. Just as she turned away from the windowsill, a muddy handprint appeared under the window. The girl spent the rest of the night with her eyes open. The next morning she dragged her tired body to work. Thankfully, at the end of the day, there was no cloaked woman in the hallway. But when she opened the door to her house, a check for $1 million had fallen from the door, and a note, who claimed to be her neighbor, asking the girl to come to his house at 12 a.m. He would leave the door open for her. If she dares to come, the $1 million check would be hers. Although the girl was terrified, but in order to become rich overnight, she arrived at her neighbor's house at 12 a.m. As soon as she walked in,